What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, as you guys could tell from the title of this video, Ego is happy and excited for things to come in the heavyweight division. Now, I don't know when the last time I've been excited about the heavyweight division. And not talking about, oh, we have one good fight, because I was looking forward to fights like Klitschko and Povetkin, which turned out to be a whole hellacious, horrible fight. I'm talking about the division, not a particular match, because there's been a couple here and there matches that I wanted to see. And it's April 3rd today. I couldn't have made this video on April 1st, because by the title, y'all would have been like, this motherfucker, this is an April Fool's joke. Because when is the last time any of us have been happy and ecstatic for the heavyweight division? Reason being, just to give you guys a quick backstory, the heavyweight division has been suspect ever since Lennox Lewis retired. You got the Klitschko's, one's into politics. They've been very dominant, but again, look at the guys that they're facing. Not necessarily their fault, so I'm not holding them to any different standard. They're beating the guys that are available, the Tony Thompsons or the Chars. However, the division just isn't that exciting and hasn't been for quite some time. Now, the reason I have this sudden change of heart is because there's a lot that's possibly going to come into fruition or is already in place. You got Bermane Stiverne and Chris Arreola in an eliminator type fight. They already fought. Stiverne, tough Haitian, very slick, moves well for his size especially, and he unexpectedly beat Chris Arreola, who was considered the more veteran fighter, more experienced fighter. And not only did he beat him, he looked good in doing it. He broke his nose. And I gained a lot of respect for Chris Arreola in that fight, because we've seen him against Klitschko. He started crying, I think, at the end. But in the fight with Stiverne, he showed that warrior spirit. He showed a chin, because, again, he had a broken nose early and weathered that storm to finish the fight on his feet. Props to that. And then props to Stiverne for being the underdog. It was on a big card. I think it was on the Sergio Martinez-Martin Murray fight, if I'm not mistaken. And he rose to the occasion and looked good. So this is a grudge match. This is Chris Arreola wanting to redeem himself, and this is Stiverne wanting to prove that it's not a fluke. I'm here to stay. There's other great Haitian champions, Jean Pascal, Adonis Stevenson, and Bermane Stiverne wants to be mentioned when you mention the other great Haitian fighters. So it's a good fight, and I'm perfectly fine with this rematch. And they're also saying the winner of this match will go on to fight Deontay Wilder. So speaking of Wilder, I mean, what can you say? As far as his career, his opponents he's been given some soft touches or whatever. But the one thing you can say, Deontay Wilder, Triple G, although they're not facing the top 5 guys in their respective divisions, they're getting the competition out of there in ways that other people who have fought them aren't necessarily doing. They're doing it earlier, or they're doing it and it looks more destructive when they're doing it. So Deontay Wilder, when you watch him, at the very least, so far to this point, he's like 30 plus fights deep into his career. He's exciting. He knows how to finish the show, and he knows how to do it early. So it's been a while since we had an American heavyweight potential superstar. So you got Deontay Wilder just looming in the background, just freakishly big. He has this devastating power that thus far, even though his competition's been limited, the people, they're still grown-ass men, and it's the heavyweight division. So if any division, one punch changes everything, it's the heavyweight division. And he's knocking out grown men. A lot of people get mad at the Malik Scott fight, say he took a dive and it was rigged. In the Broner Maidana fight, some of you guys were saying that Alex Ariza gave Maidana some kind of inhalant cocaine or some kind of smelling salt or whatever. Then in the Canelo Mayweather fight, you were saying Mayweather should have gotten destroyed by Canelo, who was much bigger. Canelo threw the fight. Then some people said Angulo threw the fight with Canelo because he should have destroyed Angulo. In the Malik Scott Deontay Wilder fight, you're saying he took a dive. So some of you guys are just plain out conspiracy theorists on everything. And not to say that none of these things can't happen in boxing. It's boxing. Stranger things have happened. Motherfuckers skydive in championship heavyweight bouts and stuff, skydiving into the ring and all that. So I've seen crazy stuff happen, and some of them may be true, some of them not. But everything is not a fucking conspiracy theory. That's one thing. So whether Malik Scott took a dive or didn't, the fact of the matter remains, so far it looks like, even take the Malik Scott fight off, it looks like Deontay Wilder has incredible power that's devastating for guys in his weight division, respective guys. Now, We just have to see that power against someone who has more experience, who has a tough chin, etc. So Deontay Wilder versus the winner of Stavern, and the winner of Areola is very exciting to me. Then you got Tyson Fury, another gargantuan of a man, a just big ass dude who's beating a guy he already beat, Derek Chisora, but this is a guy who knows how to talk shit. He's not afraid. Derek Chisora shows he's ready to fight. Since the Tyson Fury fight, he has some wins. It's a good rematch. Tyson Fury, another trash talker, another person who is confident in his skills, and he's big, and he wants to prove that he's the best. Other than that, you got American heavyweight rising star Bryant Jennings. Now, if you look at Bryant Jennings, they're talking about putting him in there with Mike Perez, who is the Cuban fighter who put Magomed Abdusalamov in the coma after they fought. So prayers go out to Magomed, but that was a great, hellacious fight. That was a crazy, insane fight, and it's unfortunate what happened to Magomed. But Perez looked good in there as far as a fight standpoint, and he showed he was slick. He comes from the Cuban style of boxing, maybe a little bit more offensive-minded than some of the other Cuban fighters. And his last performance, Perez looked kind of suspect. But going against Bryant Jennings, that's a hell of a match. That's a great match because you got a guy with some Olympic experience, and he's widely unproven. And the good thing I like about Bryant Jennings is in his last fight with Spilka, it went the 10 rounds, and then he stopped his opponent in the last round. So it looks like his endurance was there. It looks like he trained. It looks like his power transitioned late in the fight. And I think Top Rank is moving Bryant Jennings at a faster pace. We got Bryant Jennings who fought Spilka, and he's already possibly fighting Mike Perez, who is a good fighter as well. And then you have Deontay Wilder, who's 30 fights deep into his pro career, and he hasn't faced the same type of opponents in their prime, guys that like Mike Perez who are winning, you know what I mean, and looking good winning and stuff, and have power and a difficult style to kind of decode. So the heavyweight division is definitely shaping up. I'm really looking forward to it. A lot of great ways you can mix and match. Who's the true American heavyweight? Is it Bryant Jennings? Is it Deontay Wilder? What's Deontay Wilder's chin like if he were to fight Stavern or Areola? What is their chin going to be like against Deontay's power? Then you got Tyson Fury. He brings the UK fans. He's boastful. He's confident. And he's singing and shit. And he just wants to prove his worth. So I think the heavyweight division is really shaping up. For the first time in a long time, I'm actually excited for some of these potential fights or fights that are in place. Let me know what you guys think of the heavyweight division. Obviously, it's a shell of its former self. I'm not saying it's back to when Ali, Frazier, and Foreman were fighting, or Larry Holmes, or when Tyson and Ray Mercer and Tommy Morrison were fighting, Evander Holyfield, Riddick Bowe. It's not quite that. You know what I mean? Those were like some of the best years in boxing. And if you know boxing, you'll realize that the guys in the light divisions, the lighter weight divisions, weren't getting no type of looks. It was just all eyes on the heavyweight division because you had a lot of talent. There was a lot in that talent pool in the heavyweight division all those decades. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like we're shaping up to have a reemergence to the point where we see more good fights and more action in the heavyweight division. And I'm all for it because it's long overdue and it's been quite some time. And then eventually, if the Klitschko's keep fighting, if Vladimir Klitschko keeps fighting, who's going to get him out of all these guys that are fighting each other? Who's going to get the dominant one that's been winning and proven, the Klitschko's? And I don't know where Shannon Briggs really fits into all of this. I know he threw his shoe and all that. So let me know what you guys think. Heavyweight division, is it shaping up? Do you still hate it? Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.